الله ربنا هو الإله، له من الأسماء ما اصطفاه، الواحد الحي كذا المليك، والملك المالك لا شريك.
Last one.
Okay, this one is why Muslims should endeavor to uphold
Put Jaka, yes, the last one. Okay. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. At the end of Ramadan, when the Ramadan is about 27, 28, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam encourages Muslims to give out what we call zakah. Zakah, because it is the zakah of the ending of the month of Ramadan, which is Al-Fitri, the breaking of the fast of Ramadan, ending of Ramadan, and breaking it, the fast of Ramadan. We call it Zakatu Al-Fitr, the zakah of the ending of the fasting of Ramadan. So this Zakat Al-Fitri is giving out grains. It could be grains of rice, of beans, of whatever kinds of grains, staple food, common food that is raw food that is being eaten in our environment. We give it out to the poor, needy ones in our environment. So this food, we give it out to the poor, needy one. In Islam, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam makes us to realize that giving out this Zakatul Fitri is such that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use it to erase, we use that good deed we've done to erase the omissions we might have mistakenly done in Ramadan, which might not give us a complete reward of Ramadan. This Zakatul Fitr will now be a kind of erasing of those sins that we might have committed in Ramadan, that will make our Ramadan not to be complete. So giving out this Zakatul Fitr in Islam is given out, just as I said, to the needy ones. And how is it given out? We give out what we call Mudun Nabi. Mudun Nabi is about the size of the 2 palms of an adult, average adult person. The 2 palms of his hand, if we use it to heap up a food in our 2 palms, it will be equal to 1 Mudun Nabi. An average tall man with his average long hands, 2 palms of his hand, if you use it to heap 1, that is 1 Mudun Nabi. So 4 of it is given for a person, which is called Sa'i. Sa'i is 4 of Mudun Nabi is called a Sa'i. So Sa'i is for each person. So the person who is to give it out will be the father or the husband or the one who is the breadwinner of the household. He gives it out for every of the person that are under him, for himself and all those who are under him. He gives out for himself, his wife, every of his children. If he has 4 children, he gives out for each one of them, his father, his mother, and so on. And even those ones that have been that his beneficiaries, that he lives with him, that can't give out this that can't give out this food, he gives out on their behalf. So when he gives out whatever number total amount it amounts to, they give it to the poor. They can redivide it and give it to whoever they want to give it to, of the poor people in their community. So this is what is called Zakatul Fitr. So one gives it out for the sake of Allah. One should give it out when the fasting is about 28. You can give it out when it's 28, so that you have given out your own Zakatul Fitr. You can give it out. If you can't give it out 28, if it's 29, you give it out. Just make sure you give it out before you go for your Eid prayer. If you give it out after the Eid prayer, it's no more Zakat al-Fitr. You have to give it out before you go for your Eid prayer. So it's very good that we quickly, if we have means, to quickly gather this food stuff and give it out to whoever you want to give it to of the poor people. Sometimes the imam of a mosque or the imam of a community is giving this Zakat al-Fitr so that he is not the one being given, but he is giving on behalf for the community to know that this man will be the one to know who is poor, who is not poor, who is in need of this. And so they give it to him, they gather everything and give it to him so that he redistributes it to those people he knows in his community that really needs it. So this is the reason why we give out Zakat al-Fitr as Muslims. This will assist the poor one in our community on the day of Eid to be able to enjoy, to be able to eat, to be able to also feel at home with themselves after fasting the whole month of Ramadan. So they will not be in sorrow while after Ramadan other people are enjoying themselves. They will be in sorrow not having food to eat. No, Rasulullah made us to realize that those poor ones too should be people who will also be happy on that very day of happiness. So they should also be happy and have something to eat, feels very different. And in fact, if the food could suffice them more than even that day of Fitr, we'll be happy for that. So we should try as much as possible and to be part of those who give Zakat al-Fitr. It is being narrated that if you fail, you have the opportunity of giving your Zakat al-Fitr and you fail to give it out when you are supposed to give it out, your fasting will be hanging between the heavens and the earth. That will be hanging between acceptance or non-acceptance. So we should try as our utmost. This is just an encouraging word by saying that what they said, Rasul said, that it will be hanging. So we should try our utmost best to see that we give out our Zakat al-Fitri at its right time so that the people who are to benefit from it will benefit from it and will give the amount that we are supposed to give. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the act of ibadah or about doing it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it a means of earning His great blessings in this world and in the hereafter. Subhanakallahumma rabbana wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أبا الأنبياء عليك الصلاة عليك السلام أبا